2. Sorry about that. My mom texted me asking me what's going on, so I had to give her an update. So yeah, that's done. Now I can totally focus on continue to talk about what's going on with the different game consoles of this generation and last generation. Now, and how to avoid the mistakes. So we of both of them, so that they can we can have better game. We as gamers can have better games and consoles, and gaming companies as gaming companies can make billions more dollars than they would make otherwise. Not good, yeah. So here's how it goes. Basically, the Kinect, yes, the Kinect had issues. Couldn't see well unless in really good light, and there was a lot of issues with programming of games where some would be really good. So they could actually, like Dance Central and a few others like that, and Kinect Adventures. So they'd be able to actually read your movements like they should, and others would be horrible, so they would not be able to read your movements like they should, like Sonic Riders or Blessed, Armored Core 4, whatever. Anyway, a bunch of different things like that. Or Steel Battalion, whatever it is. Steel Battalion. It was not Armored Core 4. Sorry, it was not Armored Core 4. It was Steel Battalion. Get your hand off that. That's what it's. Steel Battalion. Get your hand off that. That's what it's called. Anyway, still. So yeah, the Kinect had issues that were related to price, expensive, new awesome technology just taken so far that it has to cost as much, meaning that it's too much for the average gamer to be like, I'm not gonna pay $150 for this. What are you talking about? So yeah, the cost of it and the bugginess was a huge problem for the Kinect back in the day, and now too. Also, basically, yeah, and now too. The Xbox One had Kinect, and it was even better than the last one. Unfortunately, it still cost $150. That was a huge mistake. So again, and then it was like, that made it, or $100 something. So it added $100 to the cost of the Xbox One. PlayStation 4 cost $400. The Xbox One cost $500. With Kinect cost $500. Therefore, that made it so it was way worse. It made it so it was not nearly as good as it could be. So they decided eventually to get rid of the Kinect, so that they could get rid of it. Yes, to make a Kinectless version of the Xbox One, so that they could sell it for a more competitive price. $400 like the PlayStation 4. Okay, that annoyed me, still does, but it also makes you realize that basically, the Kinect, the way it is not very good. It was not very good, and they need to make a better one. Okay, a better one, namely make a webcam. Get a webcam, and put a little LED light on it so it can shine on people and make it easier for the Kinect to see people, and so they can see, it's easier for this thing to see people. Give a little microphone on that thing. Try to sell it for 20 something bucks. Get it down so that get it low cheap enough that it can be sold for like 20 bucks or so, and then you can bundle it with games. Okay, and that makes the game 60 bucks with a Kinect attached to Kinect on it. This should be like a whole Kinect line of things. So you'd be like little Kinect, then you can a bigger Kinect, you could deluxe Kinect it. That'd be great too. You can do that. That'd be awesome. Also, games for Kinect should definitely be. There should be puzzle games for the Kinect, where you basically are moving the cursor around with one hand, grabbing on the different build pieces and putting them together and stuff like that. And you just gotta figure out the mechanics. They went too far. Okay, they went too far. There were certain games, like Nintendo. Take Nintendo for example. There were certain games that were trying to be ahead of their time, and they didn't work because it was like, we can't do this with the current hardware. There were games that were like, okay, we know what we're doing, so let's make this game. It may not be the best looking, but we'll try to make it as fun as we can. And that's how it works. That's what they need to do with Kinect. Make it smaller and less expensive, and then eventually, make it so that they can, make awesome, cool games for it. Hopefully, I'll make better things for it. I'm looking forward to figuring that out. But anyway, yeah. So that'd be cool. That's the issue with me. And also, let's go back to again. Let's go to not again, but let's go to back to the past again. To the Wii. Now, the Nintendo Wii was one of the greatest, most awesomest systems ever there too. It wasn't exactly, it was mostly for exclusives, like Mario and other games like Zelda and other games like that, okay? Definitely was not for, the third party, that many third parties or anything like that, but still, you had something that people could easily go pick up and play, move around, bowl, golf, tennis, boxing, baseball, many different things they could do. It was so great. It was so much fun. People really enjoyed it, and they gave Nintendo billions of dollars. Well, then Nintendo, for some reason, decided, hey, let's try, to try to get the same amount of money, but with something totally different. And that was the Wii U gamepad. Now, people are hating on me for hating on the Wii U gamepad. Now, here's the deal with me. Now, I do not hate the Wii U gamepad as a perpetual. I hate it as a perpetual that is trying to replace the Wiimote. Because it is not a Wiimote. It will never be a Wiimote unless it is nearly the size of a Wiimote. Because that's the issue with me. Wii U gamepad that if you wanted to replace the Wii, it needs to be like this. It needs to be like a cell phone. It needs to be something you can hold in one hand and wiggle around. All right, like you can have a touch screen on that. You can have a camera. Okay, you should be able to. Yeah, there was that ninja game. There was this ninja game that you got on Wii U, and I think they imitated it on PlayStation 4. Where basically there was like a little ninja star on here, out on the screen, and you were able to just flick the screen, and I was able to throw the ninja star out, out and hit enemies and things with it. It was so great. It looked so cool, it looked so wonderful, and you can do that. It doesn't need to be a gigantic, iPad-sized screen. For it to work. Okay. Also, that's what you guys need to do. The next Wii U gamepad should be this big. It should be about closer to this. Okay. People are saying, hey, we can't play games on that so easily. Oh yeah, sorry. The original Game Boy screen was way smaller than this. And I'm talking about a 5-inch screen. This is like a 4-inch, 2 or 3 inch, maybe like 4. But I'm talking about 5 or 6. This could be big. This could be like a Galaxy Note. Okay, think about that. A 8-inch screen for the Wii Remote. But if you can hold it in one hand and move it around like a Wiimote used to do with a Wiimote, then it would be like a Wiimote. Okay, and that would be great. The way it is right now is not very good because it's too big to be used like that, and it causes some huge issues. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some good games that use this thing to make awesome stuff, to do awesome things. I mean, I'm trying to check out that Splatoon thing, there's cute blooper girls in there. I'll call them bloopers because they basically are squids. They're girls that turn into squids and swim around in paint. And then like jump out of the paint, turn into cute girls, and start shooting at each other with giant paint guns and stuff. And that's awesome. That's awesome. But they're saying that and you can use the Wii U gamepad to mess around and look around with it and stuff. And that's cool, but they're saying there's some issues with controls. But yeah, come on, it could be used. You could actually use it for that. But why in the world would you replace the Wiimote? Or not even there was a lot of issues with the Wii, with Wii stuff, the Nintendo stuff during the last 2 generation. Well, this console generation here, the latest one. And basically, one of the big things was the fact that there was an increase in price, which was kind of way it is, I guess, when you had a new technology. But here's the big deal: backwards compatibility. Wii U has backwards compatibility, as far as I know. Yeah. Tell me in the comments if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Anyway, but still, they didn't really express this. They didn't really say, they didn't really advertise this. They should have trumpeted that because that was like, the thing that neither PlayStation 4 or Xbox One had. Okay, they didn't have backwards compatibility. The closest thing you could get was downloading old games from the network. From their networks onto your game's hard drive, your system's hard drive or something. That's all they had. Wii U had backwards compatibility. I made a commercial put on YouTube about Wii U, basically about Wii U, and I basically was showing off what it should have been, what the commercial should have been. My first thing was, introducing the next level of the Wii U, backwards compatible, plays all Wii games. So what's brand new Wii games, Wii U games. So that's what I was saying. That was the first thing I said because it's super important. It means that your library of Wii games can still be useful. It means that even if the Wii U only had like 5 games to it, you can buy one and play a bunch of the games on it right out of the box. You buy Wii games for this thing. There are bunches of Wii games. You can buy a bunch of Wii games for the Wii U game at Wii U. It will make more sense to buy a Wii U then. What the? They didn't trumpet that. They didn't make it so that it was, again, do something cool like they have a gamepadless, Wii U. That's the issue with me. Just like the Xbox got rid of the had a connectless version of the Xbox One because it was caught dragging up the price, and there were not many good games released for it, and the technology, and it was too expensive. It was pretty expensive to have the connect on there. So, oh no, I just said that. Yeah, what else? It wasn't it was driving the price, and there weren't that many good games for it, and so like that. And so they decided to try and make a connectless version of the Xbox One. I was thinking, oh yeah, cool. All right, the Wii, Nintendo's going to do the same thing with the Wii U gamepad because it's not a Wiimote. It's not like a Wiimote. It's something totally different, and people are not really using it anymore. And now, especially now, there are games where you just turn on the Wii with the Wii U gamepad, put it down, put in a Pro controller, and play the game with that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. This thing tried to replace the Wiimote and failed miserably. I'm not saying it's a bad perpetual. I'm just saying it should be made as either try it with this because this is awesome, or hey, look, now it's more like a Wiimote. Something needs to change on that thing, and hopefully it will for the next generation or this one. No, they need to hook that up because that's important. But let's see. But still, there was a lot of issues with this stuff. Consoles made all kinds of mistakes. Let's see, PC. Now I have a PC, but it's definitely not a gaming PC. It's more of a right now it's basically an old, really, really old PC that only has 19 gigabytes of hard drive space. My Kung Fu master, was basically using it for just to store paperwork or maybe a few pictures, things like that. And then he let me have it because I told him about how I got a laptop from these guys that in the store that nearby where I live, and the thing was $150. And eventually just decided to stop showing, having the screen work. The screen decided to not work anymore. And that's big. And then it's like, okay, also the screen, not only does the screen not want to work anymore, but when it does work, it will be like, okay, eventually it would be like, yeah, we can't do anything. Something happened. Data dump. This thing, that, the other thing. I'm like, So it was basically a waste of $150. Mostly. There was some movie stuff that came out of that was awesome. But still. So I was telling him about that, and he's like, hey, well, I got this computer here. I don't really use it that much. You can have it. And I was like, okay, cool. So he gave it to me, and I'm very thankful to him and to God for that little guy. But it is an older thing. It doesn't have Windows Service Pack 3. So GIMP doesn't want to work on it. And it's definitely running out of space on this thing. But still, I definitely recognize that PCs can be very useful, okay, for lots of different wonderful things, and there are people who have the cash and the patience and know-how and the knowledge to actually get computers and put them together and make something that's better looking than any game console to date. All right, costs thousands of dollars and takes a long time to figure out, but it's really it is better when you're talking about the top highest quality of games. It is these things are just looking so great, doing all kinds of cool stuff, and basically of course also games are made on PC. I recognize that. I'm trying to get into game creation, at least the artisticness of it. At least game art, graphic, design, maybe game art. I don't know, stuff like that. I'm trying to get into the artist version part of it. Where it's basically like I don't know about the actual game creation, where it's like, okay, I need you to program all this stuff. I don't know all that. Though I'm doing some movie and stuff, and there's a little bit of programming involved in that, but still. But I'm definitely the artistry. I want to get into that artistry. I want to be like, okay, I'm drawing, say a game like Star Wars: The Second Story. I'm drawing all the characters on that. That'd be awesome. That would be so great to do that. I'd love to do that, man. That'd be so awesome. That's what I'm trying to get into. This would be really cool. Animate, basically, do stuff like that. That'd be great. But still, yes, that. I'm not going to knock PC gaming. I am already going to say that I can't really do it right now because I don't have anything near what is necessary, and it's going to take a long time for me to get that. And it's like, basically that's another thing about it is generation. The generational thing does happen with PCs, but it's not the same as, oh yes, this is the, you know, Nintendo. This is the Super Nintendo. This is the Nintendo 64. This is the GameCube. This is the Wii. This is the Wii U. This is the Wii 3. It's not like that. It's more like, oh yeah, this company made, well, it kind of is in a way, but it's more like, oh yeah, there's like 5 billion companies. There's not just Nintendo. They're not just Nintendo, Microsoft, and and Sony. It's not just those three. It's not just those three guys. Okay, it's more like Microsoft, Sony, Apple. You know, all these other guys. You know, this guy. You know, that guy. Acer. There's 5 billion brands of computer PCs, Alienware. So many different kinds, and they're. So it's just a lot of, you know, and basically what I'm trying to do is not get something that's going to be for the latest and greatest of all things. Apologies, I'm not going to be doing that. Really, that's not my thing. I'm not really a PC gamer like that. I'm more interested in how PC, getting a PC that's good for doing other things other than games. Basically, like making music videos and song clips and making Mugen stuff, you know, making Mugen stuff and animation, all kinds of different things like that. Eventually, of course, get to the point where I can use like the Unreal Engine or whatever to make, you know, Batman Arkham Asylum games, look-alike games or something like that, you know, with my characters in them, you know, my comic book characters in them. You know, I would love to do that. That'd be like really cool. You know, that's basically what I want to use a PC for. You know, don't get me wrong, those who like to use it to game, that's fine with them. That's fine with me, because going ahead and enjoy that. But I'm sorry, I'm sick with it. I gotta stick with my consoles. So I really don't. You know, it's like it's just the way it is. I'm not really that into the PC gaming. I may try a little something, but I'm definitely, because of cost and the fact that there's all these other consoles that, you know, there's all the other cool stuff going on. It's just not my favorite thing. But you know. So yeah, it's just the way it is. I say, unlike everybody else, the console generations where it's like, oh yeah, we made something we made something too, or oh yeah, we had something great, but then we decided instead of keeping something great going and talking about, you know, the other awesome things that we have that no one else has, features that we have but no one else has, we're going to put something in there that's not the same at all, but try to get the same amount of money from it. You know, instead of that, it's more just, you know, cost. Yeah, there is an issue where that a guy made on the Gamer Nation Game Nation console war thing, where he was saying, yeah, the latest systems are costing more money now. You know, there are certain ones you can get a PC that will run games. Well, back then he said you can get a PC that will run games, the games of today. You know, that was a while ago, but still, the games of today for like $800 if you have a monitor and a keyboard and stuff. You know, and basically it's like, yeah, now the latest consoles coming out are like $600. You know, that was PlayStation. PlayStation 3 was $600. And he was like, "There's $600. That's $200 less. I mean, you know, why not just spend $200 more and, you know, get a better experience?" And I'm like, dare to dream, dare to dream. But still, yeah. So it's like, you know, eventually it may get to the point where it's like I don't know, would they cost the same? That would be very interesting. I don't know. It could be like, you know, again, everything could be PC, you know, the Nintendo PC, the, you know, Sony PlayStation PC, or the Xbox PC, you know, who knows? Who knows? But, you know, still, you know, I just got to figure out certain things. There's all, and then, oh yeah, there is one thing I need to talk about before the end of the video. And that is, not only are we talking about the big three guys, you know, okay, there are a few other companies. I made a mistake. There aren't just three big. There are three big, very well-known game companies. Okay, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. Those three big guys right there. But there are a few others now. Okay, there's the people making the Steam box. There's the Ouya, and there's like all kinds of other guys that are trying to get into the console market, and with varying degrees of success. Yeah, and one thing about those guys that does interest me is their cost. They may not be the best looking, or have the most features, but their cost. Ouya system I saw in Walmart was $100. Okay, $100. I have not seen any game systems from the big three companies that were $100 in a long time. Okay, me and my brother used to have a tradition where we would spend $100 at Christmas time to get a game system, you know, and might be doing that with the Ouya someday, or yeah, a discount on one of the main systems, because that would be awesome. Yeah, that's what I have. Oh yeah, well, I have a lot of comics and things to draw and work on, and a bunch of other stuff to do. So I will see you guys next time on the next episode of Hero Comics Talks About Stuff. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt, especially Hero Force Neo and how Sonic 2006 ended up DeviantArt. I may work on some other stuff with that. I don't know. I had to look through all my stuff on DeviantArt someday. You know, yeah, that's another thing. We need to get internet back. That's an issue with videos and things right now. Is that it's harder to get videos out because we don't have Wi-Fi anymore. You know, and we you know, our computers are having issues with different things. You know. But, you know, that's the, you know, and we know we are moving, so that's the issue too. So actually, we're still trying to figure all that out. But we'll eventually get to, hopefully, Wi-Fi, get videos on and get Wi-Fi again and better things, you know, and stuff. So it'd be great to show off. So, oh yeah, that's another thing a PC is better at than the games than other systems are. Eventually I am going to get an HD PVR or something like that, because I really want to make the best, you know, really awesome, best quality videos that I can make, so that people will be like, oh my goodness, he's finally arrived. You know, it's no longer seeing this guy point a video game, you know, a Potato 3000 at a, you know, TV, you know, it's you know, just, you know, stuff. It looks like professional stuff. Oh my gosh, that's what I want to do. That's what I definitely want to do. I want to get that, and only a PC can do that. You know, the PlayStation 4 is trying to do something, but you know, that's just PlayStation 4. If you don't have PlayStation 4, it's not going to work. So yeah, you know, definitely, that's what I'm getting a PC for that. I'm getting a PC that can handle that business, because I really want to show that off. So yeah, definitely. Trying to do that. You know, it's definitely PCs. PCs are important. Back to where we see. On YouTube, Final Fantasy X. I am trying to get the ultimate weapons for each for my 3 final party members. So that little time. Then after that, we're just gonna go straight up and beat up Sin and anything inside Sin until we get to the end of the game. And then after that game is over, I don't know what I'm going to do. I might do a Sonic game. I might do Wild Arms. You know. Made a huge mistake and left my Wild Arms games basically in storage for a long time. That was a huge mistake, because oh my goodness, I like Wild Arms. I might just do some Wild Arms, man. Oh my goodness, yes. But and on you, let's see here, what else was there? Sorrow's Mistake till the end of time. Oh, my PlayStation 1 again. My PlayStation 1 was also in storage for a long time, and I should have messed around and tried to test it. I might do that sometime tonight. You know, maybe put on video for you guys. You know, but I'll see. Let's see. Starts till the end time. Starts second story. So we still gotta play as Reno. We gotta finish Rena's quest. And you know, if I have my PlayStation 1 to work, then I can basically, you know, use the memory cards in there on that thing to basically just pick up right where I left off. It'd be great. You know, and never wipe the lens again. You know, huge mistake. Yeah, Urban Rain, Ninja's Active Bots, Halo 3, which I will definitely be doing again once I get a Xbox 360, and a bunch of other cool stuff. See you next time. And Mugen stuff, lots of Mugen stuff, and Mugen, definitely Mugen on PC as soon as possible. Definitely, we need a PC with like huge amounts of space for putting Mugen characters on there, so I can have like billions of Mugen characters just running around beating the heck out of everything. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. Especially a lot of them being mine that I created. That's another thing about PCs that are awesome. You can use them to create Mugen characters. All you need is GIMP and Fire Factory and you know, just draw them out in a scanner. Just draw them out, put them on, You know, hook it up real nice. That's what I'm really looking forward to doing. That's one of the big things for me is to get on with that, you know, as soon as possible. I just need a better computer for that, and that's why that's one thing I'm gonna really be trying to get going for. I probably won't be spending that much money though. Not you know, a few thousand is like basically a bit far reaching. It was a bit far fetched for me right now. But maybe someday when I'm like, yeah, you know, you know, I just want to, it'll be great. But not right. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It'll take a while, but eventually it's going to be so great.